My new neighbor does so many flirty things, but I can't tell if she means it or if I'm about to embarrass myself. Hi all. I can't believe I'm asking for advice from a bunch of strangers on the internet, but I don't really have anyone I can talk to about this. Sorry for the incoming essay, but I guess I need to give history. I bought my first house in September last year. It was an odd time, but everything just fell into place. It's quite a small village and everyone is really friendly, so I got to know my neighbors soon after moving in. Yes, socially distanced. Then I met my over-the-road neighbor. Let's call her Elle. I can't describe it, but it's the first time I've ever met someone and been lost for words, and my heart was racing and just thought, OMG, you know? So, after I blushed my way through a welcome to the village type convo, we only saw each other for a wave and hello for a few days. To help kinda settle in, I had my dog, B, with me for the first few weeks. During this time, there was a massive increase in dog thefts in a nearby town, not just from gardens, but literally wrestled away from people. If I'd have been working, furloughed off and on since March, then I would have taken B back to Mum's, but since I was home with her all day, she stayed, so the local police advised to not walk dogs alone, but we go out twice a day, a 10-kilometer run in the morning and a few miles walk in the evening, so obvious this scares me. But at the same time, she is honestly a pain in the arse and gets upset if she doesn't go for a run and needs to be tired out, so I'm kind of stuck at this point. Then along comes Elle. She knocked on the door and offered to come with us, as she'd seen B and me in the evenings, and everything kind of spiraled from there. I told her about my morning runs, but she didn't really bite, so I thought nothing of it. Then a few days later, I bumped into her on a run, so she started joining us on those too. A few months later, and we are spending more and more time together every day. It has now progressed to a run early morning, afternoon coffee, dinner most evenings, and then the evening walk. It just seemed to happen without me really noticing. I didn't read into things that much, as I don't want to get my hopes up and ruin anything, until another neighbor commented about how much time we spend together and how it's nice to see you young gals getting on, and winked. She actually winked at me. I asked her what she meant, but she just laughed and said, "You know what I mean." So now I'm looking back on things and wondering if she could like me too. Here's some reasons why she might like me. I went running along the same route at the same time for nearly 2 weeks before I happened to run into her a few days after I told her this. I make her a coffee every afternoon. L is WFH, and take it over in her fave mug. She says I make good coffee, but I'm pretty sure I saw a fancy coffee machine the first time I went round. It's not there now? L carried on running and walking with me, even after B went home. I told her she was going back to Mum's, and she said, well, I'll have to make another excuse to join you. And then we just carried on every day. She has tried really hard to bond with B. B is a very anxious dog and is scared of everyone except me and Mum. Elle bought special treats to give her every day and has been so amazing with her and never tried to force anything. When I asked her, she said, it's important to me that she likes me and is comfortable. B actually fell asleep between us on the sofa yesterday, and it just makes my heart skip a beat, guys. She invited me to the Zoom quiz she does with her friends every fortnight or so, and they were all like, oh, so this is who we've heard so much about. We realized we had become each other's support bubble. Elle asked if I was meeting anyone else, and I said no. She said she was glad she had me all to herself. We gave each other quite personal Christmas presents. Like, it actually made me tear up, it meant so much to me. And she bought stuff for B. Reasons why she might not like me. All the reasons above, but that she's just doing them because she's a fucking great person and we're friends? It might sound dumb, but IDK, I need your help, guys. She is just the most incredible person I have ever met, and I really, really like her. But if she isn't gay or doesn't feel the same, I don't want to lose her friendship, as she has become such a huge part of my life. I genuinely have no experience with these kind of things, as I went to quite a strict all-girls school, so it's not as if there were any relationships around me as a teen. And then I went to a very small uni, 8 of us on my course. I guess another reason is that I've struggled with anxiety and depression for the past 10 years, as well as my weight and working on my self-confidence. But I can say that right now, I am the happiest and healthiest, both mentally and physically, I have ever been. I've only just really become comfortable with the fact that I'm gay, and I have never really told anyone in real life. But I don't think people would be too surprised. LOL, I don't have any close friends, as no one stuck around when I was really struggling with my MH a few years ago, so I can't discuss this with anyone in real life. So I need your advice. How do I find out if she is gay? And no, I don't have the confidence to just ask. What if she says no and I ruin everything? She has never mentioned anything about past relationships, and I'm pretty tactless, so not sure how I could naturally slip it into the convo. Like, Hey, tell me, have you ever had a girlfriend? Do you want one now? LOL. And how can I make a move without really making a move so I don't ruin things? TL Dar. Don't know whether my neighbor is gay and into me or is just really friendly. How can I make a move without ruining our friendship? Relevant comments. Commenter un. Honestly, judging by what you wrote, I'm pretty sure she's into women and into you, especially considering your neighbors and her friends' reactions. I'm a weodale myself, and I know this type of scenario can be so nerve-wracking. D. If that's your style, maybe you could wear some pride accessories around her, or mention some LGBTQ+ book/movie/show that you liked a lot. If it's not too obscure and she's into women, chances are she's seen, read, heard of it too, and gauge her reaction. Sorry if this isn't of much help for you. Either way, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. Keep me updated. I love stories. DOOP. I like this suggestion. I feel like I could bring that into conversation fairly naturally. Thanks. My only worry then is if I still don't get a clear response, lol, but I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Comment or do, why don't you ask if she has any special plans for Valentine's Day and then kind of work your way in from there? It's a super light topic and an easy way to see if there's someone else or she'll suggest you two hang out. OOP. I mean, we are in a countrywide lockdown, so I'm not sure what special plans she could have TBH. Although I guess I could kind of joke about it. Edit. Okay guys, thank you so much for all your support and encouragement. You've all given me a lot to think about. I think I'm going to casually slip some gay stuff into conversation and see how she reacts. Then bring up the neighbor's comment like some of you suggested, seeing as though the neighbor was heavily implying that we're gay. I'll do it tonight, otherwise I'll talk myself out of it again. I will post an update to let you know what happens. Eek. If you never hear from me again, assume it went badly, and I am consoling myself with cake and watching Brokeback Mountain in floods of tears. Update 1. Hi Reddit, yes, it's me, the useless lesbian. First off, I want to thank you all for your support, encouragement, and advice, and the undeserved awards. I never expected this many of you to take the time to comment, and that so many of you were rooting for us. So I had the plan to drop these gay hints into convo like you guys suggested, but honestly, it all went out the window. Ella was kinda stressed Friday after a shitty work Zoom and just needed to vent, so it wasn't the right time to start anything. Though I guess I must have been a bit off thanks to spending all day overthinking things on here, as Elle turned up Saturday morning, rambling about stressing me out and apologized for ruining dinner ovs. I said, "What are you talking about? You can talk to me about anything." And she said, "Anything?" And I said, "Anything," back. And guys, the tension was unreal, staring at each other and hoping our lesbian mind-reading powers would kick in. Then there was some loud noise like a car backfiring or something, and the moment went. So I went to make coffee, and then Elle asked me why I was a bit quiet the night before, and I said something about overthinking stuff, and she said, "What stuff?" And IDK, you guys, I wasn't prepared to be put on the spot. My casual gay pop culture references were useless in this moment. My mind just went completely blank, and I forgot every single thing you guys suggested, and my heart was pounding, and I just blurted out, "You know I like you, right?" And then she kissed me. Kissed me. We straight up just snogged in the kitchen, and it was fucking great. So, you were right. You were all fucking right. She's gay. She likes me, and has been trying to drop hints for nearly 5 months. Sigh. We were both just too scared to make a move or ruin anything. Turns out she's been burned by straight girls in the past, so she's pretty wary, and was hoping I'd straight up say I'm a lesbian, so she'd know for sure. Maybe the "I'm a lesbian" wall hanging would have been a good idea after all. Her friends have been helping her drop hints. She showed me the group chat, and guys, their suggestions range from flirting more to just turning up in a trench coat and nothing else, lol. Also, the winking neighbor has been making comments to her as well, so shout out to her for trying to make this happen too. So no cake and cry watching Brokeback Mountain. Just 5 months of dating to catch up on. As for worrying about how our current schedule could be more date-like during lockdown, you were right, it's kinda irrelevant when you've essentially been dating the whole time. Though we never made it to our morning run yesterday. In fact, we didn't leave the house at all. Huh? Thank you guys for giving me hope, even if all your suggestions completely disappeared in the moment. Maybe I'll show her the post later and ask if any of the suggestions would have worked. Tell.dar. She's gay, into me, and I'm an idiot. Final comments. Commenter. Snogged in the kitchen. God damn, if that's not British romance, I don't know what is. Congratulations. OOP. Haha. Saying made out just doesn't feel right to me, lol. Comment or do. Something tells me this neighbor is like the ultimate wing person, and they're reading this post chuckling like, aha, got him. OOP. She'll be one of the first people we tell for sure.